What's up guys, Tim Little. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin. Today we're talking wintertime fishing, finesse fishing, the Damiki Rig. A great alternative this time of the year for the drop shot. I'm gonna show you how to fish it, what I look for. Let's go. So the Damiki Rig has been around for a couple years now. It really caught fire a couple years ago. Lots of tournaments were won back east on it and really made a name for itself, hence the name, the Damiki Rig. Damiki is actually a tackle company. This is the Damiki Head and the Damiki Armor Shad, known as the Damiki Rig. A finesse technique, a vertical fishing technique. If you're fishing ledges, humps, you're offshore, you got fish suspended, and you want to vertically fish them like you would with a drop shot or a spoon, this is another great technique to try out. So what we're looking for, we're looking for active fish on the electronics. You can see down here, we got fish stacked up on top of each other. What's cool about the Damiki Rig is the way it falls. It actually has that kind of dying bait fish fall, kind of that spiral fall, and it really triggers those fish into feeding. Whether you're jigging it up and down or just holding it still, letting it soak in front of their face, they love this technique. Now I have this paired up with the Armor Shad. Like I said, this is actually the fork tail. It comes in a paddle tail as well. Totally up to you what you prefer. You could use your favorite swim bait, your favorite finesse swim bait for this technique, but this is the Damiki Rig. So what I'm gonna do, I find the fish on my electronics, and I'm actually gonna vertical fish this. I'm gonna let it fall on slack line and let it spiral down, get that death spiral like a dying bait fish. See on the electronics, my bait's down there. I'm just slowly gonna lift this up and let it fall. Now what's cool about the Damiki Rig, the way it sits perfectly parallel in the water. So when I have it just sitting there, it looks just like a bait fish suspended. Now I want this thing dancing and dropping right above and below the school. So this is perfect for fishing vertically as well as casting and fishing sheer walls, bluff walls, those types of things. Fire it out, let it fall on semi-slack line, semi-taut line, and you're waiting for that tunk or your line to stop falling. A lot of times they eat it on the fall. So this isn't really a swim bait technique, although you can shake it and hop it as it's falling. I like to fire it out there and just let it fall and do that death spiral and really get that dying bait fish action. Again, we got some fish on the electronics. See right here. So typically you would throw a drop shot in this scenario, but again, another alternative is going to be the Damiki Rig. It's cold out, like 45 degrees, water temps mid to high 40s. Just letting this thing fall. You see it right there on my electronics. Slowly rising and dropping. This bait, one's coming up to look at it. Going right through them right now. Good way to tell active fish. If they're up off bottom a little bit, they're gonna be more active than a fish that's just laying on bottom in the mud or sand or whatever it may be. But there's two fish down there stacked. And again, I'm just finesse fishing this right above their head. It's not really a swimming action, but it's another technique that can put fish in the boat when you don't necessarily want to drop shot or you want to give them a different look than a flutter spoon or a falling vertical fishing spoon. Just missed one. Hopefully you guys can see the electronics. I know it's kind of blown out. We got this fog blowing in and kind of backlit from the sun. But you can see my bait down there with that fish. Just dancing around. Now if this fish was active, it would have been a no-brainer. Probably would have caught it on the first drop. See if we can tempt him into eating. This technique is very, very effective, like I said, offshore, and you can get away with fishing this on your favorite drop shot or your favorite finesse setup. I typically throw braid to leader, a little bit more sensitive, a lot more sensitive than straight fluoro. But if you're a fluorocarbon guy, you can get away with 6, 7, 8, 10-pound test, and you can even throw this on a light bait caster. So this is just a little bait fish imitator. And the cool thing about this head right here, you see the way it's shaped, real bright pink eyes, the way it's shaped, that's what gives it its special fall, its death spiral fall. And if you guys want to throw this on a bait caster, you can throw a heavier weight, 3/8, ½ ounce, really get down quick and really get that reactive bite. If you want to free spool this and let it fall, go crashing through that school if they're up off the bottom, suspended eating on bait fish, that's another great way to really trigger those fish. But you guys should really check out the Damiki Rig. Again, pair it up on your favorite spinning setup. This is a 1/4 ounce head. I have that paired up with that Damiki Armor Shad. Fork tail, not a kick and tail. Totally up to you. Play around with your fishery and what your fish want. Have a little bit of each, because every day is different. But the Damiki head paired with the little Damiki shad looking bait has won so many tournaments back east in cold water. Out here, I've caught a lot of fish doing it, and it's just a technique that's not really talked about that often, but this, guys, right here is something you guys should check out. I will link everything down below in the video description. Man, it is cold out here. Down in the video description, the heads, the baits, all that stuff, so you guys can go check it out. Good HD pictures on Tackle Warehouse, but that is the Damiki Rig. We haven't really done a Damiki Rig video before. Maybe we'll do an in-depth video on this, but you guys should check this out. If you guys haven't already, winter finesse fishing, check out the Damiki Rig by Damiki. It is killer. If you guys like this video or learned something from it, man, I really wish I could have caught that fish. Give us a thumbs up. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. We do 3 videos a week for you. We appreciate you guys. Have a good one.